I think it's going to be all over the place. So y'all just strap in and hold on.
Boss bitch. Boss bitch. Okay, why are we here today? Welcome to Boss Bitch Radio, you guys, live on Instagram. For those of you that are just listening, we are going to do a listener Q&A today because we got some good ones that are kind of like we can go like ranty, serious-y things.
I think it's going to be all over the place. So y'all just strap in and hold on.
Okay, let's dive in. Ready?
Okay.
First things first. You guys know that I post a link in stories so you can anonymously go and like confess all of your wildest sins to me, and I will hold your secrets for you as well.
I usually repost that link, but I did not do that yesterday. So next week we will be doing that.
But if you see the anonymous link, click on that and it allows you to type more sentences. Really, that's the main reason why I use it, but it also gives people a place to ask questions without feeling like, I don't know, like embarrassed or whatever. Like you should never be embarrassed.
No question is a silly question. You guys ask us all the questions, even if they're weird questions.
Yeah. So
we love weird shit.
We love weird topics. I can't pull them up in Instagram like I can in the live, so I sent them to myself here. So the first one that came in was tips for not falling off track and eating everything. This is what we do all day long. This is our work all day.
Yeah. I mean,
we should be able to fill an entire podcast off this topic, but let's just.
There's over 100 podcasts, please.
I know, right?
Pick one.
I think we, out of 150 episodes, we probably talk about this in like 100 and 100 of them.
100 of them.
For sure. So pick any one and you'll probably have, an array of tips. But for right now, in today's episode, the tip would be, what would your top two things
be? For
be?
my top two things, see, I'm different. I'm going to be different than you. I need to make sure that I'm tracking my food and I'm prepped, right? Like my food needs to be ready.
Wait. This is great.
If my food is not ready.
Tips from a macro counter and then tips from a intuitive eater.
Correct.
Okay, go. You're the macro counter.
If my food is not ready, I mean, I can still do it. It just makes my life completely easier. If you are not prepped, if like for me, great story. Last night, I got off at 7 p.m. I had been working since butt crack of dawn, right? Get off work. I still have to go to Rayleigh's. I still have to go get some food because I'm out of meal prep. All I had was vegetables, which is weird. I mean, I could have eaten egg whites and stuff like that. But I went to go get like chicken and beef and all of that. And then I'm like picking out this cute little, boneless, skinless chicken. And it's like not frozen, which I don't typically do because I don't cook my own meats usually. Okay. This is new for me. So I was like, okay, now I got to go home and cook all this.
Oh, and then you had to cook?
No, because guess what I did?
You made your kids do it.
No, I bought a rotisserie.
Oh, a rotisserie
turkey
chicken.
Fat, turkey breast.
Oh, yeah.
Turkey breast. And then I got the tri-tip too. Mm-hmm. That was bomb.
That's a good little time saver, honestly. And a smart way to just consume some protein, really.
Yeah, totally. Like I can totally cook that chicken today. I knew I was not going to want to wait that long.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I need to have my meals prepped and I need to know mostly what my foods are. Like I usually do 3/4 of my day of my food, typically the day before.
Like figure it out?
Yeah, because I'm meal prepped anyway, so I know most of it. So if I go home or if my breakfast is a little different or my dinner is a little different, I just adjust.
Got you. Okay, so that's how do you not eat everything? So that's one way to stay on track. How do you not eat everything?
Literally is sheer willpower.
Okay.
And just saying no.
Okay.
You have to think about what your goal is, and is whatever's in front of you more important than that goal, then your goal is not big enough.
Right. And also, tell me if I'm wrong, but because you track macros, you also have the ability, because you're not in contest prep, where if you wanted to have 3 Oreos, you'd put them in, or if you wanted to have like some Halo Top ice cream.
I looked at that yesterday.
You could have that on a Monday, or, it's like diet starts Monday. And you're like, I eat Oreos on Monday. It's fine. Like that's me,
Totally. Yeah. There's always something in there that is a little bit
fun.
Fun.
Right.
Chocolate pudding's been really great lately.
Yeah. So for me, I do not track macros. I eat intuitively for the most part. And I say for the most part because sometimes I'm not hungry in the mornings. I'm just not. I wake up and I'm like, the thought of eating a meal right now where I remember before I would be like
eat till late
ravenous.
today.
Yeah. So I kind of, I don't want to say like I force myself to eat, but I eat because I know once I do, I'll start to trigger that like desire to eat more. So for me, it's like, I just try to make sure that I eat before 10 o'clock. I try not to go past that, which feels late because I've been up at 4 a.m. like almost every day.
Correct.
So there's that. And then again, I just kind of like Amanda, I just have my refrigerator stocked with stuff, like
Cooked
a protein.
Cooked stuff.
Yeah. I usually cook a couple proteins. So right now I have ground chicken breast and ground beef.
Yep.
And I'll usually have each of those per day. And then I have like an egg meal. And then my night my kind of go-to that stops me from eating everything, which is the second part of this question, is I have something that just like makes my heart sing. Okay. And that's going to be a little bit different for everybody. And I go in phases. And right now, what makes my heart sing is a Greek yogurt bowl.
Yeah.
And so it's just my favorite flavor of Greek yogurt and a couple tablespoons of chocolate chips, some kind of nut butter, and generally 3 to 4 fitness Oreos.
There was 4 thin Oreos.
There were 4 because yesterday was an emotional day. Okay. I was like, we're lucky we're stopping at 4. That's how I felt last night. So.
You know what? And this thing is every time I go to the grocery store, I walk down the Oreo aisle and I'm like, are you ready yet? And
You're
I'm
not.
like, listen, you got 2 weeks before you go to Vegas. Why are you buying a box of Oreos right now?
Yes.
This is stupid.
And for those of you that are like, what is she talking about? When we come out of prep, there's certain foods that I personally know I cannot have in the house.
Yeah.
Because they will be gone. Like, I don't even care if my son takes them away. I will break into his room. I'm that much of a psycho after.
Well, the thing is they're going to be gone either way. Either they're going to be in my belly and I'm going to be mad about it, or they're going to be at the grocery store
and you're going to be
I'm going to leave them there.
So her trigger food is Oreos, where for me, I like Oreos. I enjoy them. They take out the sweet craving. I don't need 6 of them. It's too much for me, where like for her, that's
I'm going to do a whole line.
For me,
the whole line.
Yeah. For me, it's brownies and cookies.
Cookies. You are the cookie monster lately.
I'm on a cookie kick right now. So yeah. So I think for me, it's just not eating everything, is having something built into my day that I look forward to, and it doesn't feel like I'm dieting.
I also believe that is the beauty of tracking macros. So let's be honest. She's tracking macros in her brain, just not on an app.
For sure. Like I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't know. I'm just, whatever. I mean, I'm not weighing the chocolate. I'm not weighing the chocolate chips. I'm not weighing the almond butter. I'm just basically portioning out my Oreos. I'm like, okay, we're good. Like a good balance of like all the things.
That's another thing that is a big issue for me is like, I know portion control and I know what it looks like and I could probably do it, but
you just want to be extra sure.
I just want to be that like good.
Yeah.
Make sure that I'm right.
Yeah.
Because then I'm not going to be like questioning, like, what am I doing wrong? Why is things not working?
Yeah. Okay. That was great.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was helpful. Okay. Next question. This person asks, for the both of you, if you could go back to your first bodybuilding prep and show, knowing everything you know now, what would you do differently? And what would you do the same?
I feel like my first show was amazing. So I don't really want to change anything.
Really?
What would I have changed?
Let me just pat myself on
the
back.
You got to do the cardio, which is good. I was lean as fuck, and I ate the food and it was great. I had a great time. That whole first season was amazing.
Yeah.
Last season was great too. I mean, prep is not easy.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like we would change anything.
No.
I mean, ask my coach.
Yeah, no, I think, no, I really don't. I think like it comes down to certain things like, we know that like after you competed, you're like, that's leopard suit was great and cute and all the things, but I probably shouldn't have did the leopard suit.
Nope.
Just like little shit like that.
Yeah.
But I felt like you needed to do the leopard suit because that was like totally a thing for you.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah. I mean, you did great, but we were just like, okay, we're going to like put that up
we
on the
put
shelf.
That down. Yeah.
I think for me, because you have to think I prepped how many years ago?
A long 13 time ago,
years ago or something for my first show. And knowing everything I know now, what I'd probably do differently is I would have prioritized my health more back then. Right. Because I was obviously 10, 11 years younger. I was very naive and new, and I didn't know really anything about bodybuilding. I was obsessed with it from afar, but I wasn't like in the world of it. Right. I didn't, and I don't think it was that stressed upon back then, like get your blood work done. Like it wasn't a thing. Like my coaches were never talking about that stuff.
Right.
And I think that would be something I would definitely have done, is had blood work done before I started, even as a natural athlete, because I was natural for many, many years. I still think that that's super duper important, because now, I have some irreversible thyroid issues. So now I'm I'm going to be on thyroid medicine forever. And I know that has a large part to do with the first half of my bodybuilding career being, just drilling my body down.
I think thyroid now is very common in most women.
Yeah.
Like most women.
Yes. And it tends to, just kind of come with the territory a lot of times, unfortunately, with bodybuilding, at least from my experience and what I'm noticing. So just having been more aware of that earlier on would have been ideal. And then the second thing, and I'm sure there's others, but that come off the top of my head, that I would do differently is I would have worked with a coach that had experience with clients post-show versus like just go back to eating how you were. Like that doesn't work for me, and like not checking in with me, or like me not checking in, that kind of a thing, not having a system set up for that. Because for too many years I would finish a show and my coach didn't like prioritize that. Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, okay, well, I'm done. And then I'd gain a ton of weight, and then I'd go back to him and I'd be like, oh, I need to lose this weight. Can we do another show? And that was like a really bad repetitive cycle to be in.
Okay.
So I think having somebody for that, definitely. But the process 13 years ago to what it is now is the same.
Oh,
same. Weight training, the same kind of weight training that I did 13 years ago is the same stuff that people are doing now to compete, right?
Well, I wasn't a competitor, but I've been training the same way for 10 years.
Yes, but like with the exception of like all the butt stuff that's out now for like the bikini division and wellness, right? And like obviously we've adapted to that in the bodybuilding world, but the training was the same. I was the same kind of cardio, like the same types of foods, really.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what works.
Basic works.
Yeah. Whole
Stop
foods
getting
and stuff
fancy
like
with shit.
Yeah. You didn't have anything else to say on that?
Mm-mm. No, my first show was amazing.
Okay.
I guess I'll keep my coach.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, somebody asked how my ghrelin levels. They're probably asking more about leptin. But they actually got worse. My last blood draw, and she just said, you carry a lower levels of body fat than most normal, like most women your age, your height. So you just have more muscle mass, and it's unlikely that that's probably going to change very much as far as my leptin. Jesus, I can't say the word. Yeah, as far as my leptin levels go. So I will say that even though they are worse, I think the rest of my hormones have balanced out, because, I'm not feeling that kind of like ravenous hunger ever, really.
I feel like we need to pull that next time for me.
Yeah, probably. You don't know what? Oh, you haven't pulled it in a while.
I think I have one more month, and then I pull next month. Mm. So basically, if we're talking about that, we're talking about hormones. If you're a competitor, usually every 3 months. If your lifestyle, every 6 months at least. And if there's something wrong, it should be more often. Mm-hmm. You should check them at least 3 months. That's usually how long you go with whatever new supplement or plan or whatever they're going to give you to kind of change out what may be going on in your body.
Definitely. Super important. Okay. The next question that came through was, would love to know the kind of meals you both have been eating. They referenced, I did a podcast with my daughter. Oh, I don't know. It's probably been like a few weeks ago, probably like a month ago.
6.
So yeah, sorry, I'm really bad with time. It was like 2 months ago, probably
before.
Yeah. Before she had her surgery. So, so we talked about like how she eats and stuff like that. I feel like this is so boring, but I'm so happy you guys want to know. But
we kind of hit that real quick. Listen, we're either having omelets, toast,
or protein,
or some
waffles.
Carb, or Fit Kitchen waffles.
Use code Diane10 and save a checkout.
And then for lunch, we're either having chicken or turkey or beef in any order.
And it's all lean.
And it's all lean. Yes.
It's like zero fat, basically. Well, not, but
and then
a carb. Let's just talk about okay,
tortilla.
let's simplify this. What carbs are you eating right now?
Rice cakes and tortillas.
And you had potatoes earlier.
I had potatoes earlier, but that was a fluke.
Yeah.
Somebody else made that.
So my carbs right now, I'm just on like an Ezekiel English muffin kick right now because they're so good with coconut oil and sea salt. I don't know what it is about that combination. So the carbs I'm eating are Ezekiel muffins, sourdough bread, organic flour tortillas, some rice cakes, and my fitness Oreos.
They're Oreo thins, yo.
I just call them the fitness Oreos.
Does that make you feel better about it?
It does.
How many calories are you getting?
It makes me feel like they're so healthy.
Probably like,
I don't even know.
180.
Yeah, probably 180 calories.
See, you guys, we can just look at food and we can see macros.
And then fats. I've been doing some days just intuitively when I'm not super hungry. I'll just do my protein and some veggies. So I've been using asparagus. And I'll throw them in a pan, saute that, and then I will throw a guacamole cup on top.
I still have some Farmer Brandon eggs. And so I've been putting those eggs in my one egg in my egg white omelet that I usually have.
Yeah.
I do have guacamole cups. I had almond butter one time last week.
Oh, I know how to go.
Fine. I had it one time.
Okay.
I am eating fascia fuel balls.
Oh my God, those were so good.
I should have brought it over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are the fats.
Those are the fats. I do have some macadamia nuts. I have been eating those.
I cannot.
I'm okay. I've established a healthy relationship with nuts.
I feel like for me, it's the volume that I don't get. Like I do not want to just eat a few nuts. I want to eat all the nuts.
Well,
can I have more nuts?
Quit being greedy about the nuts. Just have a couple nuts in your mouth.
I'm at the grocery store and I drove by the trail mix and I was all,
damn nuts.
Hey, bitch. And I was like, no, keep going.
Oh my God. Trail mix talks to me too. Fuck trail mix.
Costco has it too. And then whenever I'm like Instacarting Costco, I'm like,
keep going, keep scrolling.
Okay.
God, I know.
They're 350 calories a bag.
I know. I bought them.
They're so good.
Here I am. I bought them for the kids. Okay. I bought them for the kids. I'm that asshole mom.
My God.
I tell all my clients, don't buy shit for the kids. Because you know you're going to eat it.
You know what I bought for the kids? Applesauce. Because fuck that. I ain't eating that.
I'm not eating applesauce.
I do not like their fruit snacks.
Yeah, no. So you can buy
I also have like the small bags of chips, which the Cheetos have been on my mind, but the kids eat them faster than I can get to them. So we're safe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I keep that shit
I feel
in
like
mind.
there was something else. Oh, alcohol. Those carbs.
Oh, yeah.
Those carbs we're consuming too.
On the weekends, we are...
Yes. I'm generally partaking
having some alcoholic
Wednesday
beverages.
evenings because my boo thing comes out. We go have a cocktail and dinner and it's wonderful.
I know.
And then generally on Saturday too.
Yeah.
So twice a week.
I mean,
sure.
I just got back from Tahoe. You know what?
Tell me.
I was not a lush.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I did not really like shit the bed with that at all.
Fifi did not come out.
No, not at all. And I don't have it in front of me, but my girlfriend brought me these like non-alcoholic blood orange spritzer things.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
It is delicious. And it was 35 calories. It's almost like a little smoothie. It was good.
Love that.
I have 2 more at home. I should have brought those too. Maybe next week we can do that.
Okay. We have some questions I'm going to be looking through.
Unrealistic expectations.
Good choice.
I like that one. Okay, so we are in the studio. We're around women all the time, and we love questions, right? So in the morning, we love Tanya. She always has insight. She always has questions. She makes us think.
It's great for our brains.
It is so good for us. So unrealistic expectations is rampant, okay? I see this in 80% of my clients, and they're like very hard on themselves in check-ins, and I'm like, listen, stop being mean to my friend. You're doing a fucking fantastic job. Okay. So this can be unrealistic expectations with your body, your results, your goals, and then also a schedule, right? So I think your goals and your progress is one of the ones that is the biggest one that we have unrealistic expectations. It did not take you 3 months to put on 30 pounds.
Probably not.
And if it did,
you just came out of a show.
I've been there. Okay. If it did, it's not going to take you 3 months to get 30 pounds off.
No.
You are going to be miserable. You're going to hate your life. It's going to be even impossible. I mean, I'm sure somebody could do it, but
not in a
healthy way. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is what we're doing is we're trying to help everybody get through the weight loss in a healthy way.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you join our program, like we're not one of these programs that's gonna be like lose 50 pounds in 12 weeks.
No.
Nope, that's not gonna happen. We don't want that to happen to you, even if you do, air quotes, need to lose 50 pounds.
Have y'all ever heard us tell you you're gonna look like a melted candle?
Yes.
Don't
and
be doing
that will happen. We gotta
Don't do
keep
that.
you lifting and
we want your ass here. Up here.
Yeah, up here.
Okay.
On your shoulders.
Yeah. So like if you are trying to lose weight, depending on how much you need, please be kind to yourself. 1 pound, 1 to 2 pounds a week. And I think this is actually a really great thing that I've been talking about.
2 is like
today.
excessive.
2 is a lot. So let's listen. I was looking at my progress, right? I'd be feeling like I'm looking good. My body's definitely changing. I've lost 7 pounds in 3 months. Some people would be like, oh, well, that's slow. So,
yeah.
I've lost 15 pounds since January.
Yes.
That's 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a long time for 15 pounds.
Yes.
But guess what? It's come off in a way that I don't hate my life. I can entertain and do things that I want to do. I've been somewhere every weekend.
Yeah.
For over a month.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 more weeks to go.
We're good.
It's going great.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Unrealistic expectations. I mean, she gave a great example, but I think this happens a lot when it doesn't happen to me as much anymore because I haven't been taking any new athletes. Like let me rephrase that. I take athletes through physique assessments. So if a physique assessment comes through and I have room and they're a person I would see we would work well together, then I take new clients. But if I have physique assessments come through and people are like, I want to do a show in 3 months and they have like 60 pounds to lose and they saw somebody else do it or whatever, or they're used to watching things like The Biggest Loser or any of those shows that promote that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but that's not what this is about. Like, yes, bodybuilding is an amazing transformation, but it's not something you should sign up for to just be like, I need to finally lose this weight once and for all. Like, that should not be the case, right?
No.
Like you should do things and like get yourself on a healthy path and then eventually like morph into that. But I don't think it's healthy to just like dive in and try to do like something in 3 or 4 months like that.
No, not at all.
So,
no, I don't think so.
Yeah. Are you so excited to see all of your bikini babies on the stage in a few days?
I'm excited.
Yes.
And they're not even my personal bikini babies. I train most of them.
Yes.
But
we have, I think,
I love all of them.
8 girls competing this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is Coach Isha's clients. And then I've got the rest of them on tow. And then I have one in Denver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we have girls competing this weekend. And I'm very excited. She had also asked me like earlier in the week when I did a Q&A box about, does it get easier or harder as I'm coaching?
Uh-huh.
And I couldn't like really answer that.
Okay.
I mean, I could, but I was like, this is going to be a rant, right?
Yeah.
I think that it gets harder in the sense that I'm more hard on myself, right? Like, okay, this is what so-and-so looked like last time. You know,
right.
What do we need to do different? What do we need to grow? And so I'm like strategizing the human without them like knowing that. So I'm always thinking about it, right? So my brain is always going. So it makes it harder. I think the easier part is like if they've worked with me long enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then
I'm like, I know so much, right? But I think the other thing that gets harder is I develop relationships with them, even though it's kind of one-sided because I'm talking at them with marching orders and then we
I feel like I know people. I feel like I'm part of their life.
Yes. So I learn a lot about their lives, right? Because a lot of our intake stuff when people want to compete and they check in every week is how is your stress? Any other questions for your trainer, you know, on a stress level, like how are things? And sometimes I know this personally because I used to check in with my coaches too. And I just wanted to be like, somebody needs to know this information because it's like killing me inside my head. Right. and I maybe wasn't working with a therapist or whatever. And I not necessarily didn't need him to fix anything, but I just need to be like,
Bet.
I just found out my husband was cheating on me and we're moving in 2 weeks and like, just bear with me. Right.
Right.
So I get to know, and I'm sure your clients do this too.
Yeah. I always tell them, I go, even if you don't want me to answer anything and you just want to put this somewhere, just don't say shit, let it rip, and then we'll let it be.
Yeah. So for me, it feels harder the longer that I work with clients, which is most of my clients I've had for quite some time.
Yeah.
So I develop these like relationships and they tell me about exciting things that are coming up. Like Dr. Kristen, she, was getting ready to test and she's doing all these things.
Yeah.
Applying for a job, blah, blah, blah. And like, Alicia's doing this at her job and like, they're all doing things. And I'm like, ooh, I'm like in the whole soap opera of it. And so I get attached to the outcome. So if they don't I'm like, you're representing me. I'm like, I'm part of this journey, you know?
It's a whole
so
thing.
It's actually harder, but I'm very excited. It's probably going to be very emotional and, it always
You're going to
is.
cry.
I'm going to totally cry.
You're going to cry. It's fine.
I always do. At some point.
I have a bosom for you.
Rest my head on your pillows. Okay. Any questions? I think we covered that all. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're excited to see
We're
them.
excited to see all of them.
It's going to be a grand time.
We're going Friday night so they can all get checked in and tanned and all of that. And then we'll be there all day on Saturday. Ready to Coco Bongo and celebrate after.
Totally. You want to read that question?
Any bi lesbian experiences, new or old? How does that work in the sex parties and whatnot? Are you into that?
Yes. I consider myself bisexual. So I have had experiences with females before.
Mm-hmm.
I started 18 years ago. Like I was a lesbian
I'm like
for
trying
a minute.
to do some like math.
I mean, you guys know all about my life anyway, so I might as well just tell you this story. So yeah, it was before Tyson was born. I wasn't even married. So he's almost 18. So this is probably like 19, 20 years ago. So when I was in my mid 20s, I had a girlfriend and she lived with me for probably 7 months before she got deployed to Iraq. And yeah, I was a lesbian. And then, my husband came along and swooped me off my feet. And then I was on the dick train for the rest of my life until just recently. And I was like, oh, I still like girls. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, it's great.
So the second part of that question, how does it work in the sex parties and whatnot?
Well, at least in my experience, which isn't that much, right? Like I've just started going to
these
these
parties.
parties.
This is new.
The parties are just like, it's a little under a year that I've been going to these things. But, if you go in as a single female, there's, couples generally around at lifestyle parties. You just mingle with them like you would any other person that you would find attractive at a bar or, a club or something.
You can tell.
Yeah. You just get the eye contact, and just make conversation. And then you just flirt and you kind of see. And like, I like to ask questions, right? Like, oh, do you guys play together? Do you play with another couple? Are you, looking for a unicorn, which is a female?
Very curious.
Yeah.
They eat it up.
And so you just have to just make general conversation and you get a temperature for it. And then you I don't even know how my makeout session went last time. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
What do you mean?
You were like watching the whole thing because she was with me, but I had an experience with a couple.
It wasn't anything different than I hadn't seen before. I mean, y'all were just flirting and then you were kissing and I was like, oh, okay.
I was telling somebody this story and I'm like, I don't even really remember. Like, it's not because I was hammered. I mean,
not
I had like a couple drinks, but it all just like happened so fast that we were talking to this couple. She was incredibly attractive, but I didn't realize I was attracted to her because I was like, that wasn't my, like going into that party. That's not what my intention was. I was like looking for a couple or like a husband or something, that was like doing a thing. And so the husband kept getting like super flirty and like doing all the things. And I'm like, okay, something's going on here.
You were oblivious for a minute. And I was like, this girl right now.
It was so bad. So, and then eventually, I don't know how I got the hint that she was into me. I don't even know how. I don't know. I think we were touching each other's boobs or something. I mean, that would be a clear indication, but it was like, I don't know. It just didn't feel weird
I
for
feel
some
like
reason.
the thing is y'all clicked very quickly.
Yes, because she's in fitness.
It was a whole thing.
And
It
she's
was
in her
like
40s.
love at first sight. It
Yeah,
was
and
great.
she has curly hairish, right?
She does.
So, and she's on my Instagram. Very lovely. And then I don't know how we started making out, but we did. And then bada bing, bada boom, clothes were off and things were happening. So that was great.
Not with me.
No. Yeah.
This would be like my brother.
Yeah. Ew, not with you.
So gross.
So gross. And then one more personal question.
More about your open relationships. P.S. Love you both. How's it working out for you?
It's great.
Okay, tell me more.
I don't know if I really want to.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you're navigating it, correct?
Yes.
Would we say that this is something that's a learning experience?
Oh, it's absolutely a learning experience.
Is there anything that you can share that you would say would probably be a first step? I know what you would say.
Okay. Go ahead.
Honesty.
Oh, for sure.
So,
yeah,
sharing.
For sure. Okay, so I get where you're going with this. I get where you're trying to feed me into the conversation.
I'm trying.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, so in the realm of open relationships, the work that I've been doing with John Romaniello has been profound. Okay. So he's given me a lot of tips and tools and strategies and insights and perspectives that I probably never would have thought of, which is the brilliance of this man and why I'm working with him. So it's been fantastic. So it helps me in the current situation that I'm in. I'm very fond of a gentleman that I'm seeing very frequently, that I'm dating.
Mm-hmm.
And the key, like Amanda said, is being honest. So when we first met, I was very honest and open about what it is I'm looking for. And that's how we've been navigating it. It's just being honest. And so I've had play dates with other people. While I'm still dating this man, he's traditionally monogamous. And so, clearly I was too up until not that long ago. So it's not like I'm like some skilled person that's got this all figured out. So it's essentially just as we're crossing these different, thresholds of things that are coming up, it's communicating it to each other. So I've been very
I'll have
honest.
you say.
Oh, yes. Tell me.
Your communication has gotten a lot better.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I feel like you're not as, I don't know, aggressive.
I'm not as aggressive.
Yeah.
I thought it was direct, but I'll take aggressive.
No, it's aggressive.
Okay. Well, but I think I'm more aggressive with you, not like at you, but like when I talk shit or I'm telling a story, like how I classically fell in the fucking pool.
That was so great.
But I was on a tangent.
Yes.
I remember. So yeah, but I feel like with open relationships, you can't just walk into that and like, I'm just going to do whatever. And like, you don't want to hurt anybody along the way.
Right.
And that's my biggest thing is I want to always be transparent and honest and open. Otherwise it defeats the purpose to me.
Yeah. Because then you're just somebody that's hiding and cheating.
Yeah. So for me, like just to, I guess, get a little more deeper into this conversation, it's about like setting boundaries, right? Like, hey, if I'm with somebody, I'm not going to do these things, X, Y, Z, because that's our thing that we do, like in the bedroom.
Right.
Or, vice versa. Or there's an expectation like, hey, if I go out, I'll call you on my way home, or at least let you know I made it home okay and that I'm safe or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the thing with having an open relationship is you have to have like no jealousy. And that's really hard, right? Yeah. Like you have to just be like not a jealous person. And I'm like, my ex-husband was the zeroest jealous person I have ever met, and I've ever been with.
Yeah.
So the problem is that I was married to him and he's been in my life for over 20 years, right? And I was married to him for 10 and we dated for 2. So that's all I really like knew aside from my high school boyfriends who were jealous. And that was just like disgusting to me.
Right.
And then my ex-husband comes along and he's like, yeah, you're hot. Why? Of course. Of course guys are going to look at you. Like, I'm going to get mad for every guy that looks at you.
Right.
And so I just never had that jealousy, right? But I've had men since then that just cannot handle it. They're trying to, I've had guys try to tell me like not to post certain shit on my Instagram. Why'd you post that story? Are you posting it for a guy? Like all this stuff. And I'm like, insecurity and jealousy is like so ugly to me.
It is.
It's so ugly. And like, I get it. Like if you've had mistrust or infidelities and things like that, those are like bigger topics and issues. But if you're going to stay married to somebody after they cheat on you, you cannot continue to like nail them to the fucking cross for the shit that they do. And that's what I did to my husband and ended up in the demise of our divorce, right?
Right.
Because he just kept like, you know.
Communication, friends.
Yeah. And so I was just like, you cheated on me. I'm going to treat you like a total raging bitch. And like, I'm not saying what he did was right, but like
either what you did was not right either.
Yeah. Like we either just needed to shit or get off the pot and we just started to stay married and like fester in this miserableness. So I'm not willing to do that anymore.
Love that.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of communication, honesty, trust. And at the end of the day, like I've been saying, sex does not equal love. So for me, this all makes sense. It might not make sense to some other people that are into monogamy, and that's okay too. I love y'all. We just have a difference of opinion. But I think you can be in love with someone romantically and have an emotional attachment to them and also be able to have sex with other people and it mean nothing because I've been doing it and it's totally fine.
She's still here, y'all.
Yes. So there's that.
I mean, in reality, if you don't have a boyfriend, like if people don't have a boyfriend, they're most likely dating more than one person.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes.
Not always, but I urge you to at least date. Maybe you don't want to sleep around, but date.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm just a horny motherfucker. So
I know that.
Like, I'm not going to not have sex. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, I'm in a relationship that's long distance. So that's already a little bit of a challenge.
Right.
Because, you know, let's be real. If he lived here, I'd be like, excuse me, every night.
Gosh.
Excuse me. Hi.
Then I'd never see you.
You would never see me.
I know.
So it works out this way. It's great.
We've been there before. And I was like, where are you?
Totally. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Not a question. Just discovered your podcast and I'm obsessed. I really needed to hear it all.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're welcome.
You're probably going to hear a lot.
You're going to hear a lot. A lot. All right. So we're ready for this weekend. Our girls are going to be rocking it out. I'm very excited. Sacramento. It's NorCal, yeah?
Yes, NorCal.
I should know the name of
NorCal.
that.
It's okay. They have so many. I always get them mixed up.
Yeah. Spectrum Fitness Productions will be there with the team. And I think we're going to do good.
Yeah. Follow us on our stories. We'll be posting. Coach Ish, Coach Monica, be there. I'm going to be there. Dee's going to be there. Almost Dr. Crystal's going to be there. You guys know we go.
We travel in a pack.
We go.
And also, if you see me or her,
say hi.
Or anybody that looks familiar, please don't be weird. Just like say, hey, yo, I listen to your podcast. I mean, come on.
Yeah. We love new friends.
We would love to get a
Come
picture
meet us.
or like shake your hand or something.
Definitely.
To us. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for listening. You have a great and wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye. Boss bitch. Thank you for listening to Boss Bitch Radio. It would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast. If you could give us a 5-star review on iTunes, drop us a little comment. We will read those and we offer prizes as a ethical bribe for you to leave us some great mojo and words of affirmation. You know, that is my love language. And also, if you're over on Spotify, you can rate and review it there as well. All of this helps other women, other people, other folks see us, hear us, and learn from all of the amazing boss bitch tools and hacks and hopefully get some LOLs. And if not, if anything, if you could share this with one person, I'd love you forever. And I know you are just here for my undying love. And last but not least, please come find me over on Instagram so we can be buddies. We can be Insta fam over there. I am Diane Flores _IFBB_pro. Come say hi, drop me a DM, let me know what you think of the podcast. I'm always open for new suggestions and feedback as well. And I hope you listen again soon.